there does seem to be some lingering questions, not least the stadium as well, which we'll definitely do a deep dive on one of our future episodes. But what are you kind of making of that situation? Because there's been, it just feels like whispers for a long time as to whether Newcastle will stay at St James's Park and that will get renovated, or they'll move away and build somewhere new.
I don't think it's a priority for Saudi investment fund anymore. I think it's just part of their portfolio. It's not a priority to them. It's something they have. This is why I worry about moving the stadium, because they could move it. It could turn out to be a disaster. And we'll look back and think, well, we didn't really need to move to St James's Park. People go, oh, yeah, but we need another 10,000, 15,000 capacity. And you think it's going to be like that forever. I don't want to be a doom and gloom merchant, but I have been there when there's been 15,000 in the crowd and 20,000 crowds and all of that. Yeah. And believe me, there's nothing worse than a half-empty stadium or a big stadium where fans are dissatisfied, as West Ham fans will tell you, for instance. Yeah. And look, you watch if Tottenham dipped. Brilliant stadium they have, but when that's half full, that's another prospect altogether. 55,000 full or nearly full is a good atmosphere. It's a good, strong place. Everybody, opposition teams tell you that that's one of the biggest atmospheres that they'll ever get. Yeah. You don't necessarily get that when you get up to 65 or 70,000.
Yeah. What in particular makes you think that Newcastle aren't a priority then for Saudi at the moment?
Just think they dip their hands into a lot of things. Golf, the boxing is a huge priority.
How worried should supporters be about that, do you think?
I think it is a concern because, let's be honest, when they came in, we thought, brilliant, hey, we're going to rule the world, and it's not worked out like that. And you have to sell people like Elliot Anderson, and they realised something they probably didn't at the time, that there are constraints on your spending. Rules. You can't just throw loads of money at it. But actually, weirdly, some of the things you can throw money at, which are training grounds and stuff like that, they haven't really gone all out to build a brand new training ground. Well, why not? You're pretty much free to do that.
Yeah.
And they haven't done it. So I think I'll not say they're bored with it, but it's not top of the list.
Do you think they're bored with Newcastle?
I've seen that suggestion, but I just think, because again, like Sean was saying, they've just got so much. And I think, to be honest, like a lot of the issues that Newcastle have had maybe about getting infrastructure moving is the fact there's been so many off-field changes, with Amanda Staveley going, Maya Dye going, and then no CEO, no sporting director. So I feel like now we've got David Hopkinson in as CEO. I feel like already we've seen a change. Pete Silverson's gone. As commercial officer, he's gone, and you could argue how well he did or how not how well he did. So clearly he's decided that needs to be a change. So I think once now you see all this coming together, I feel like we will start to see some movement on that sort of thing. Mainly because I think it's been in the pipeline, and I think the way the PIF seem to work with it is that they pick who they want to have in charge, and then they just let them go on with it. And you need this money, okay, fine, we'll sort it. But at the moment, there hasn't been anyone actually sort it all out. I think once this is all now finalised, we'll be all right.
Nobody in Saudi talks about Newcastle United. You never see them quoted on, this is our club, or this is a club, we like Eddie Howe, or we don't like Eddie Howe, or anything. Nobody ever gets involved. If you contrast that with boxing, with Turkey Al-Sheikh talking all the time in documentaries and all that, now he wants to make boxing great. I mean, even... you look how they've latched on to snooker even. They're big things for them. The Six Kings tennis tournament.
Yeah.
Big broadcasting things for them. Why do we think that Newcastle United figures top of their list when they're doing all this other stuff?
Yeah. No, I totally
F1,
agree.
another one.
Yeah.
What did you say?
No. Golf as well.
I think it's one of those things where like Newcastle fans probably did believe at the time that we were going to be the priority. I think now you'd be pretty naive to believe that we are the priority, and that's fine. It's not an issue. Newcastle still become an extremely successful football club, and everything's been good so far. But there's no way we're the priority, and it's not an issue.